Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I don't know about you, but I just watched, was participant of Michigan Wolverines Live on The Voice of College Football. TJ Ronan was the host of Call-In Show, and Brian was the guest. It was a great show. Go over there and check it out. You can see my comments in the live feed. That said, if I don't do this video now, it's not going to happen. It's 10:30 at night. And on a Thursday, and it's a big day for me tomorrow, so it's not going to happen before the Saturday games that are upcoming. All right, week 4 picks. Here we go. At noon, Marshall is at Ohio State. I think Ohio State wins 45-10. The line is 40. That's a 5-point difference. I'm not going to bet that game. It's too big of a line for me to, we have to see what Ohio State can do versus a decent team. Marshall is probably the best team, maybe the best team that they've played so far, which is not saying a whole lot. So I still need to see what their goals are as a unit. Are they going to try and run up the score or not? Or are they going to try and get in some backup players and get some depth and rotation? That remains to be seen. So I will not bet that game. At noon as well, North Carolina State is at Clemson. Both have a loss. I believe North Carolina State has lost anyway. They're at Clemson. I think Clemson wins this game, but it's going to be a low-scoring game, 27-20 in my opinion. Vegas has Clemson favored by 19.5 right now. And I think I would bet that game. Give me North Carolina State over Clemson. Now, keep in mind, I'll tell you right now, overall, straight up, I'm 41-10 in my picks, which is pretty good. Against the spread, not so much, 15-17. So, under 500 there for the season. But things can turn around. Last week was not good against the spread, 4-8. That's where I took that huge hit this season. But straight up, I was 13-1. So I know who's going to win. I just don't know by how much. But here we go. I'm going to try and revamp this season going forward, just like Michigan Wolverines need to. And that's coming up here right now at 3:30. USC is at Michigan. And I think Michigan wins this game 27-23. I did a preview and prediction that you can go look up in the card right here. After you watch this video, and then click on that, or go to an end screen and watch other videos. Eventually, you'll get to that. Thank you if you do, and go blue. But 27-23 I have winning, and USC's favored by 6, 5.5 on most sites, but I found one for 6 points. But I'm not gonna bet Michigan until my rule is I don't bet my team except for last year when I just knew that they were gonna win every game last year. They were deep everywhere. They had a good enough quarterback. Everything was great and groovy. We won the title. So I bet on those games last season, but Michigan this year, I have no clue. Orgy's now the starter. USC has Miller Moss. That's the quarterbacks. Now the rest of the team, I think Michigan is better. All the other positions combined, Michigan is better than USC, and it's in Ann Arbor. Give me Michigan to win, but I'm not going to bet it. All right. Miami of Ohio is at Notre Dame. Now, Notre Dame came off that loss to Northern Illinois and had a great performance versus another nobody. Now they have Miami of Ohio, a MAC team. I think they win 38-10, and that's what the line was, 28 points. So no bet there. I'm staying away from that. Kent State is at Penn State, and I had Kent State scoring some points versus Penn State. I'm not a believer in their defense just yet. they've played a bunch of nobodies, but West Virginia scored some points on them, who's not a nobody. But, Kent State can't go off their performance. Who they play that they got obliterated by, Georgia, right? Georgia a couple weeks ago. Anyway, I think Penn State wins 38-14 in this game. The line is 49 points. Vegas thinks Drew Aller and that offense can put up 49 points. Singleton, well, maybe they could with the run game, but that's a lot. That's a lot. I'm taking Kent and all them 49 points, and I'd bet that game. All right. Miami of Ohio, we did that one. Georgia Tech is at Louisville. Now, Georgia Tech beat Florida State, and that was awesome at the time, right? Florida State sucks. So, and Louisville has only played 2 games versus nobody. So how good are they? But they were good last year. They made the ACC title game. Braum is in his 2nd season, I believe, and it should be better for them. They should win this game. It's going to be a close one, I think. 31-27. The line's Louisville minus 11. Give me Georgia Tech and 11 points, and I'll bet that game. All right. Rutgers at Virginia Tech. Rutgers is 3-0. Virginia Tech lost to Vanderbilt. Now, they have the game at home, but Rutgers under Schiano now, he's getting his freshmen, this second stint, are now juniors, I believe. So he's getting his depth that he wants back at Rutgers. And they are looking pretty good, the defensive team that we all thought they would be. Virginia Tech is hit or miss. They're favored by 3.5 points. I have Rutgers winning by 27-24. So give me that on the money line. Rutgers. Gotta make a note of that. Money line. All right. UCLA is at LSU. Now, both have been humiliating a little bit. LSU, close, hard-fought game versus USC in the neutral site. Then a close, hard-fought win versus South Carolina, a pretty damn good team. UCLA got humiliated by Indiana. I think that was at home, right? At home by Indiana. I think LSU wins this game, but I think they give up some points. I think 41-17 is what I had, and the line is 34.5, which is what? That's 17, yeah. 17 points. So, I'm not going to bet this game. I have no idea how this is going to go. UCLA could be better, could bounce back. Maybe Indiana really is pretty good. It's still early in the season for these two teams. I didn't get to watch the Indiana game, but I watched LSU, and they are vulnerable. I think they give up some points in this game, but I'm not going to bet. I'm staying away. All right. At 4 o'clock. Utah is at Oklahoma State. Now, Utah is my Pac-12 preseason champion. That's who I picked. I thought they would lose this game at Oklahoma State. I still think they do. The question is Cam Rising going to play, or is he not going to play? When is he going to be back? They've gotten through these early games undefeated without him. Oklahoma State has had some questionable performances versus teams they should have beat by more. But it's at home, 4 o'clock. This could end, it's not going to end with darkness. And that early. Them games are coming up. But I think Oklahoma State wins this game 30-23. I don't know. I think Oklahoma State can create turnovers still. Mike Gundy is the best at that. But how many points can Utah muster up? Like I said, Oklahoma State is favored by 2.5 points. I had them winning by 7, but I don't know who is going to start at quarterback, so I'm staying away from that game. I will not bet it, but that is my pick straight up. Oklahoma State in this one. Vanderbilt is at Missouri. I think Missouri wins this game 34-21. Missouri has a good enough offense to score on Vanderbilt's defense that held Virginia Tech. How'd they beat Virginia Tech? But they did. I think they're good. They're good enough to keep this game within that, what do I have? 13-point threshold right there. Missouri's favored by 20.5 points at home versus Vanderbilt. And, they are a top 5 or 6 team in the AP, right? I don't think they're going to win by that much. Give me Vanderbilt and 20.5 points, but I'm not going to bet. I'm not going to bet that game. Missouri wins, and I'm not betting. All right. At 7:30, these games start at night and end at night. Tennessee at Oklahoma. Huge game. Oklahoma, I think it's their first SEC game at home versus Tennessee. I think Oklahoma pulls off the upset. I think it's lower scoring. I think Venables can keep Heupel's offense to a limited measure in this game, 27 points. I think Oklahoma scores 28 points in the end to win. Tennessee is favored by 7.5 points. Because of that hook, I'll take all the points, and I will not bet the money line, but I will bet Oklahoma plus 7.5. Let's go at home. Iowa is at Minnesota. Iowa, Cade McNamara from Michigan is healthy now, and he's doing better than the previous quarterbacks at Iowa. Their defense is still looking really good, but it's at Minnesota. Minnesota's 3-0. I think this is going to be another close, interesting game, and Minnesota pulls it out by 3 points, 24-21 in this game, and Iowa is favored by 2.5. Should I do the money line right here? Yeah, because I'm only getting 2.5 points. Give me the money line for Minnesota to win this game. All right, also at 7:30, Georgia Southern, another good team. They played somebody pretty good, held them close, and then beat the other two, I believe. If memory serves me correctly here right now, no notes, but at Ole Miss, and they're looking dominant, aren't they? But I think this game is closer than people think. 36.5 points is the line. Give me all those points in Georgia Southern. I'd feel better if it was 38, but I think Mississippi wins this game 28, and they give up some points in this game, 24 of them to Georgia Southern. So that's only a 14-point difference in my mind how this game is going to play out. I'll take all them 36.5 points, and I'll bet it for Georgia Southern. All right, 8 o'clock. ULM is at Texas. I have Texas winning 41-17, and I keep giving their opponents more points every week because at some point, they got to have a flaw in their defense, right? Otherwise, they truly are the number one team, and we're all screwed. Everyone's screwed, not just Michigan. So, I think they win by, 24? The line is 44.5 points. I'm not going to bet this game because I think they could do that, but I think it'll be closer. Anyway, not betting it, but Texas wins. Michigan State is at Boston College. Boston College, another team that beat Florida State, right? Which looked pretty good at the time. Michigan State's 3-0, looking better with Jonathan Smith at head coach. This is going to be a low-scoring game as well. Great defenses to boot. 27-24. Boston College wins this game, and they're favored by 7. Favored by 7. I think they'll win by 3. Should I bet this game? I think I will. Because I think Michigan State can put up a fight, and it'll be closer than a touchdown game. So give me Michigan State, my plus 7 points. I'll bet that. Baylor's at Colorado. 2 teams that should be better than they are, but they're not. Head coaches are not good enough. I think it's a high-scoring game. In this one, no defense at all, of course. Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders, and all that high-flying offense on that side. And then Baylor. Colorado's going to win this game. They're going to outscore Baylor in this game, 45-38. They're only favored by 1.5 points. Versus Baylor. I'm going to take Colorado plus or minus 1.5. They're going to cover that. I'll bet it as well. And then the last game this week, Kansas State is at BYU. And Kansas State just had a huge drubbing of Arizona at home. Now they're at BYU, and these are Mormons, you know, the 26, 27, 28-year-old players on their team that went on their missions and are coming back. And they're 3-0. And it's at their house. This is an upset right here for me at 10:30 at night Eastern time. So that'd be what, 8:30 on the West Coast. BYU wins this game 28-27 over Kansas State. Kansas State is favored by 7. I'm going money line on this one too. BYU straight up, they win. So there you go. That's my picks. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Am I going to do better this week than I did last week? We shall see. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. As always, remember to go watch the other videos that I produce. There's all different kinds of original content on this channel. Like the video, share with other people, please, and subscribe if you have not. To those of you who have, thank you. Stick with me, and let's go. Have a great day.